Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new here, we are doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping into the energy of your person and we're channeling through their current thoughts and feelings for you and towards you right now. All right, you guys, so just keep in mind it's a general reading. Anything that resonates, take it, run with it. If it's not resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might resonate for. And I do have personal private readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's situation or your connection. All the booking details are in the description box below. Yeah, there's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25. Okay, you guys. So let's get your person's overall energy. You guys were drawn to the Bloodstone heart. All right, your person's overall energy. This says it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Let's see, we got the Knight of Cups showing up in the reverse. And then we also have chemistry. Let's see, we'll put these over here maybe. I might change those around though. Knight of Cups in the reverse and then chemistry. Okay, a little bit of mixed signals coming through. A little bit. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with your person's thoughts and feelings. Pile one's person. Your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one right now. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep going. We're gonna get 6 of these. Pile one's person. Your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Pile one's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please. mess up the camera situation. No, okay. Pile one's, what's pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings towards pile one? Pile one's real thoughts and feelings. Pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings towards pile one. They're being really quiet. Pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please. Pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Their real thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings. Okay. All right. I'm going to get a couple more, but I'm glad I waited until I got these out to comment on what came out on the board initially. Pile one's person's real thoughts and feelings towards pile one. Let's see, we got two here. Okay, yeah. I'll put those right there. Okay, so pile one, I am picking up where your person is definitely throwing off mixed signals here. And that is largely because your person, pile one, has been confused, or you know, they've had mixed feelings, or you know, they've been unsure about what it is that they've been feeling. So at the bottom of the deck we have, aren't you tired of dealing with my BS yet? Okay, so your person's owning up, or at least energetically they're coming through, and they're, you know, they're owning up and acknowledging that they've put you in this connection through a lot. Okay, I feel though with some of the things that have been coming through, that dynamic feels like it's shifting. Your person feels like they're kind of in the process of changing their mind about things, like maybe what they want. Okay, so anyway, I'll tell you what we have out on the board. We got just another fish in the sea. I like things right where they're at. We have opening up. Then we have I'm sorry, please forgive me. We will be together again. And then at the very end, we have they're telling you that they're done with third parties. And that came out with, am I really your one and only? Okay. So there's definitely energies here of your person, possibly like maybe the connection started off as, you know, maybe something a little bit more casual. You know, this could have just been how they started off. They maybe started off thinking that, you know, things between the two of you were just going to be casual and not go beyond a certain point. But as time has progressed, you know, they're changing their mind. So with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and of course I'm going to clarify a lot of this. This almost feels like your person is acknowledging, because right underneath that we have chemistry, okay? So your person's acknowledging that, you know, there's a lot of chemistry between the two of you. I'm hearing the term hot and heavy, so maybe things can get hot and heavy between the two of you, you know, intimately in the bedroom, sexually, if you get what I'm saying. They acknowledge that. And with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, Knights for me as a reader typically signify offers. And so with this being in the reverse, you know, cup energy is emotion energy, you know, often associated with love and romance. You know, even though they've been feeling like all this chemistry towards you, with you in the connection, right? Whatever, they've been having all the feelings, but they haven't offered anything. Okay, there hasn't been any, you know, there hasn't been any offers put on the table to take maybe things further in this connection, or if they did at one point, it was almost like they rescinded it, they took it back, right? Let's see, what's the Knight of Cups in the reverse? Yeah, we got the Two of Cups, and you know, it's kind of coming up a little bit wonky. All right, so this is the energy in your guys' connection that feels like it's really unstable. It's the Two of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful energy. All right, especially when it's showing up in the upright position. But this energy here is what's stable. Your person feels like maybe they're going back and forth between, well, there's a couple of different things, and I will clarify the Two of Cups as well, because it can also talk about the two of you being on the same page when it comes to matters of the heart, okay? When it comes to, you know, this connection. You know, it can also signify reconciliation. We will be together again. There's a lot of iffiness coming through. Okay, now what doesn't feel like, if it doesn't feel like your person's feelings are iffy, it doesn't feel like that. This could be maybe a lot of circumstantial, or it could also be fear-based. Let's find out. What's going on with the Two of Cups here when it's unstable? There's the King of Cups in the reverse. They're trying to figure out if it's love. But you know what? We have over here, it is safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. This is where they're at. I feel like it's mostly safe. It's mostly fear-based. Your person is trying to figure out whether or not, number one, there's a lot of questioning going on in your person's mind, pile one, about whether or not to take this connection to a whole different, you know, experience, a whole different level, whether it's safe for them to do so. Why is the King of Cups showing up in the reverse? It's, yeah, they're scared. They're scared. We'll find out why. Why are we scared? Pile one's person. Why is pile one's person scared? The Four of Wands in the reverse. Could be Hanged Man in the reverse, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, they're just not very clear about whether or not things are going to work out in the long term. With the Four of Wands in the reverse, you know, they're just not sure. Is this going to, you know, will, in the long term, will it stay happy? Will it stay adventurous? Will it stay exciting? It could also be something about, you know, Four of Wands being in the reverse. Your person might have some kind of a fear or a doubt about living together. I feel like that's where a lot of the fear actually is actually living together. Four of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the reverse, and the Hanged Man in the reverse. That's what's holding it up. Your person is actually questioning, you know, that might be a big deal for your person, you know, if they think that that's what you're going to expect, or that you expect that, and they have a huge fear, or they just don't want to live with anybody romantically, they would just rather, you know, be together but live in separate residences for whatever reason. That's the holdup here. So I can definitely see, pile one, where, you know, your person's thoughts and feelings towards you and the connection, they're keeping you at arm's length. They're not fully letting you, like, inside, right? With the King of Cups showing up in the reverse. And that's why things in this connection feel so unstable in terms of, like, will we or won't we, right? And honestly, and it's up to you guys, like, a message that's coming through is, like, if you guys would just have, like, an open conversation. Like, if you're okay, pile one, with being with this person and living, like, separately in separate residences, you're okay with that, your person would, like, okay, then they would feel more comfortable to take things to the next level. Which might, in this case, it could be like more seeing each other more regularly, you know, more exclusively, even for those of you where, you know, you prefer monogamy, they would be okay. Well, yeah, definitely, because they're saying they're done with third parties, and am I really your one and only? So your person is coming through in the energy pile one of actually preferring monogamy, preferring exclusivity emotionally, you know, sexually, romantically, and stuff like that. But they just have, for many of you, your person just has a hang up when it comes to living together. But it's interesting to note that we did see the Hanged Man coming up in the reverse. that energy might be shifting for them as well, okay? That they might actually be changing their mind about that as well. This just feels like maybe this is it. This is your person trying to figure out, is this safe? Is it safe for me to take things to the next level with pile one? Now, don't take that personally, pile one. This could just be your person maybe coming from a standpoint of having, you know, having a fear of taking things to that level just overall. Maybe because of things that they've experienced, you know, in the past. Maybe they grew up seeing, you know, conflict in the home when, you know, two romantic partners lived together. Who knows, right? Tell me about the Hanged Man in the reverse that was showing up earlier. The Three of Wands. Tell me. Okay, give me one more and then I'll tell you what's coming through. We've got the Three of Wands in the upright position. So far we've had Leo energy come through with strength. We've had a lot of water energy come out already. Oh, we've pretty much, the only thing I haven't really seen yet come out is like the fire element yet. We had Leo. Okay, my bad. We had Leo, Pisces come out. We had the Ace of Swords, that's air. Yeah, all right, and Cup energy. Tell me more about the Three of Wands. This feels like your person just kind of hanging back and just observing, seeing how things, you know, I don't know though, because we got the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. That's Sagittarius energy. Your person is, yeah, they are kind of hanging back and waiting to see, and they're observing just to see how things naturally unfold. Maybe how you tend to react or respond to certain situations. But a lot of this is still, this feels like them still putting things out into the future, not really wanting to deal with things in this moment. They're still being primarily run by fear and doubt at this point. But we were talking specifically about your person, you know, maybe their mind changing about living together, the two of you living together at some point. Your person at this point in time, they are already in an energy of being okay with just being with you and only you, being being in a connection that is romantically and sexually exclusive and committed and stuff like that. The caveat is, at this point in time, we cannot live together. I don't want to live together, pile one, is what your person is saying. Okay? But they are letting you know energetically that that's not a hard line in the sand that they're drawing. They just don't want to do it at this moment, and maybe even for the foreseeable future. It's not a hard no, though. Okay? Let's see. Tell me more about Just Another Fish in the Sea. Okay. Yeah, so that feels like that's how things may have changed, that's how things may have started out. But with opening up here, because this feels like a progression. Right, things started off with, you know, maybe things being way casual in this connection. And this might even, whether you were in that energy or not, your person is letting you know, pile one, this is where they started. When they first met you and, you know, things, you know, started between the two of you, they weren't really taking you very seriously. They certainly weren't really starting things with an eye towards the future for this connection, but as time went on, they started to change their mind, okay, with opening up here. Let me see what opening up says. You know, this connection between the two of you, you know, for many of you, this could be a connection that's been in the making for a really long time. At least a year. Let's see. Opening up. Tell me more about opening up, please. Got 10 of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about opening up. Yeah, okay. It's not the feat, it's not the stress that they may have thought it was going to be in order to open up. And actually what your person is coming through and realizing, what they're acknowledging, is that things between the two of you actually really aren't, they're not that difficult. Your person may have had, or they might have, a view of romantic connections, or, you know, that might be why at this point in time they're not willing to move you in or move in with you. This all feels like it's stemming from a greater, more general perception of romantic connections. They just, up until this point, I feel they have been looking at things, romantic connections, as just a lot of stress. You know, like romantic connections, more specifically exclusive and committed and monogamous relationships, they've seen them as it being a lot of work, a lot of stress, to the point of maybe even overwhelming, you know, your person, like your person seeing those things as being overwhelming on their energy. But like I said, there's a huge message coming through about your person opening up and changing their mind, okay? Slowly over time, they've been changing their mind about a lot of what they may have been thinking and feeling about romantic connections in general. And specifically towards, you know, a romantic connection with you. They're opening themselves up to the possibility that maybe not all romantic connections have to be that way. They're seeing that with you, because clarifying that is the Empress and the Page of Swords. Like, they have been observing you, okay? And, you know, as they have been observing you over this period of time, you have consistently shown up to them in Empress energy. And so they're looking at you like, you know, pile, like a committed relationship with a committed, exclusive, romantic, monogamous relationship with pile one actually doesn't appear like it's going to be that difficult, right? And they're still, you know, they're still kind of like dragging their feet on a few things, okay? So they're seeing you as the Empress. That is Venus energy, Taurus, and Libra coming through in that. Yeah, they see things as being pretty easy with you. It has taken some effort on their part, you know, to allow themselves to open up and shift the way that they see things. For a lot of you, I feel like that's why it has been taking as long as it has in this connection. For some of you, you guys have been really patient with this person. Your person has been a very slow mover, okay? We'll find out. Let's see. What's I'm sorry, please forgive me? Your person, their thoughts and feelings towards you, pile one, they're feeling very guilty and or apologetic about something. It may not even be them feeling a sense of guilt, but there is something here, or remorse, right? For those of you where that resonates, maybe that could be. I'm feeling like they're coming through and maybe saying like they're, you know, I'm sorry, please forgive me for taking so long. Let's see though. What is pile one's person? Tell me more about I'm sorry, please forgive me. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. In the upright position, for me as a reader, I know some people see that as mutable energy in the, as fixed energy in the upright position. I actually see it, I feel it comes through to me in mutable energy. So mutable energy is Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. As it's clarifying, please forgive me, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like this is in reference to the time that it is taking for things to shift, okay? For you know, things in this connection to shift in a more, yeah, the time that it's taking them to step into an emperor role when it comes to this connection. Yeah, it's definitely in reference to timing with the Three of Wands here. Clarified with the Eight of Swords. It's been fear that's been holding your person back from taking things in this connection to the next level. And it is still fear that is holding them back. But where they were, you know, wanting to stay stuck and, you know, you just being another option to them, you know, not really wanting to budge from that spot, not wanting to, you know, forsake all other third parties, they have made progress to a point now to where they're like, okay, they've opened up and they've accepted that, you know, pile one may just be the exception to the rule, that kind of a thing, right? The one, you know, pile one may just be, you know, that needle in the haystack or that unicorn where, you know, romantic connections, or at least a romantic connection with pile one, isn't going to be the headache or the work or the stress or, you know, whatever the case may be. Yeah, so they're sorry for they're sorry, and they, you know, they're asking forgiveness for how long it has taken them to get to the point where they're at now. Tell me more about we will be together again. I just heard soon. We will be together again soon. So many of you are in separation, or you haven't heard from this person. Tell me more about we will be together again. I keep hearing soon. Pisces energy, the High Priestess. And this is like you, and they're telling you, it's like, you know, pile one, that we're going to be together again. You know, for some of you where you might be, you know, second guessing or just maybe feeling a little bit worried about the timing or whether or not the two of you are going to reconcile, your person energetically, you know, is coming through like pile one, you know, pile one, that we're going to be together again. You know that. And then, you know, with the Devil in the reverse showing up at the back of the deck, they're almost like, you know all these things. Intuitively, you know these things. Deep down inside, pile one, your person is telling you, you know that the two of you are going to be together again, regardless of, you know, how long it's been, how long it's taking. And they're not wanting, you know, you to get lost in self-sabotage when it comes to, you know, your connection with them. It's like a lot of, like, your person's thoughts and feelings towards you in the connection, pile one, there's such a deep and profound connection and a bond between the two of you. It's like you can sense these things. And I understand it's always good to, you know, get 3D affirmation and confirmation, but your person is coming through and reiterating, you know, you have a deep knowing, pile one, that we are going to be together again. You already know that, right? So it's like, anyway. All right, let's find out what's going on with done with third parties. Am I really your one and only? Three of Cups, yeah. So that may be another thing, and that might be where this it is safe for you to love energy is coming through with your person. Whether you realize it or not, pile one, your person is actually coming through in an energy of doubting you or your desire or your ability to be done with third parties. Okay? They're saying they don't have a problem being done with third parties, but, you know, pile one, do you have a problem with being done with third parties? Right? Pile one, are you ready to forsake all other, you know, all other third parties for just me and only me, is what your person is saying to you, pile one, okay? Again, there's just a lot of fear and doubt that your person associates with romantic connections overall. One of them may be cheating, right? Your person may have a fear of you being unfaithful, being unloyal, maybe, you know, always having a sense of like a fear of missing out. And that could be for a myriad of reasons, right? Why your person might fear those things. And then again, there's something about living together that your person is currently having. So there's two prominent fears coming through in your person's energy that has your person pumping the brakes when it comes to this connection and keeping you at arm's length. They, you know, they have a fear of you cheating, being disloyal, maybe choosing somebody over them or entertaining third parties, and they also have a fear of moving in together. All right, let's go ahead and clarify. It is safe for you to love. Pile one's person. Whew, man, yeah. We got the devil now showing up in the upright position, and then the Knight of Wands. There is a lot. Your person, they wonder, okay? There's a lot of intense sexual energy coming through in this connection that they are very afraid of getting lost in. This chemistry has a lot to do with it, right? And they have a hard time yielding to it, you know, because again, it says open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. What your person has a hard time doing is surrendering to the intense energy that they feel with you and towards you. Because there's almost this energy of your person being afraid that it's going to overpower them and they're going to get lost in it. And your person is desperately, I'm hearing, they're desperately trying to maintain control of themselves. They don't want to get swept away. They have a fear of getting swept away. A lot of fears coming through, okay? When it comes to your person, there's a lot of chemistry they feel towards you, pile one. A lot of chemistry. Big on attraction here. But with the Knight of Wands showing up, this is, you know, this could be for them too. This could be a fear of theirs that maybe, you know, because there is some, I don't know. Let me look at that, because for some of you that might be true. No, because it's saying they're done with third parties. Am I really your one and only? This almost feels like maybe them being afraid of your sexual energy. Like, you know, are you going to be able to just harness that energy and focus on them and only them? Yeah, their fear, it's a fear that, you know, the energy between the two of you is going to shift from being just the two of you to one of you stepping out. That's a fear that they got, all right? And then that breaking up a happy home with a 10 of Cups in the reverse. All right, you guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this resonated, do me a favor, please make sure you take a moment. You can show your appreciation by hitting the like button. That's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want to by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. Hey Pile 2, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card Love reading. We are tapping into your person's energy and channeling through their real honest thoughts and feelings towards you and towards the connection at this point in time, so right now. All right, so just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading. Whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something doesn't resonate, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might resonate for. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's situation and get you some more guided messages, info, and guidance, whatever the case may be. All the booking details are in the description box below. There's a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category, so go check them out, okay? Pile 2, you guys were drawn to the very flashy Labradorite kitty. It's one of my favorite stones in my collection right now. Let's see. We have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. And this is their energy towards you in the connection. We have the Page of Pentacles showing up in the reverse. We have rejection, but it's also showing up in the reverse. Interesting energies coming through. I'm almost picking up on an energy of your person trying to get their bearings when it comes to this connection. With the Page of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, there is certainly an energy of possibly confusion. I don't really get that energy very much coming from the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, but context can be everything, right? There just feels like maybe your person not knowing really what to do or what to make of this situation. So they might be asking or seeking help and support from other people when it comes to like maybe what to do with this connection or what to do with you, how to talk to you, something like that. And then rejection in the reverse. Let's get their thoughts and feelings out first, and then let's see, we'll clarify what's going on with their overall energy. Let's see, tapping into pile two's person, the person on pile two's mind. Pile two's person. What is pile two's person's honest thoughts and feelings toward this connection? Pile two's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile two. That's too many. Pile two's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile two in the connection. You stressed me the F out. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, let me get the rest out. Pile two's person's true honest thoughts and feelings towards pile two. I need space. I need my space right now. Okay. Pile two's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile two in the connection at this time. Ooh, keeping my options open. I'm not really picking, and we'll see where the energy takes us. I'm not really picking up too much where a lot of this is hinging on third parties. The options in this case could mean something different, but we'll see. Pile two's person's true honest thoughts and feelings. Pile two's person's honest thoughts and feelings. Pile two's honest thoughts and feelings here. Okay, so many of you are not talking. You're in no communication or no contact. Pile two's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile two. Okay, and then we have, we will be together again. And let me tell you what's coming through. And then I need to clarify a few of the energies, the overall energies. Yeah, your person's trying to figure out, they're almost at a loss for what to do with this connection. That's why we have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. Something about maybe the two of you butting heads or maybe wanting different things. It could also be something about pacing, not being on the same page about pacing. It may have something to do about getting married. Okay, so out on the board we have you stress me the F out. I need my space right now. Keeping my options open. Do we have to get married though? Maintaining no contact and we will be together again. And then at the bottom of the deck we have no one compares to you. Okay, so your person, even though it's not the strongest of energies, it is showing up at the back of the deck. I mean, it's there, right? It's not the strongest of energies. And it could be just in this case, your person is acknowledging that, but it's not, it's like they're not allowing it to be a deciding factor. This almost feels like maybe this connection being at a crossroads. Okay, I'm actually seeing your person standing in front. It's not a crossroads. It's like they have 3 different open paths in front of them and they're trying to figure out which path to take. Okay. You know, and of course one of those paths include you on it. The other 2 paths do not. And so maybe the other 2 paths could be like, you know, okay, maybe I'll remain single, or maybe I'll go and see if I can find somebody else. And so, yeah, your person, let me find out what's going on with rejection in the reverse here. Oh, okay. They're saying they haven't, yeah, okay. So what they're saying is they haven't ruled you out yet. I feel like that's where I'm keeping my options open. It's not so much them keeping their options open in terms of third parties. They're considering 3 different paths. And they haven't ruled you out, but they also haven't chosen you yet. I feel like that's where they're getting, like, you know, ask for, you know, this letting your friends help you. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. High Priestess energy. That is Pisces. What does the Page of Pentacles in the reverse have to do with pile 2 in this connection? Oh, come on now. This feels like the, okay. They might associate, there might be, your person might feel like there might be like an incompatibility issue between the two of you. And it may, you know, yeah, we do have you stress me the F out and they need their space right now. Yeah. So while they haven't, I mean, they're considering a lot of things. They're definitely, for whatever reason, because we have the Hierophant in the reverse here, and then we also we have to get married, though. The Hierophant is often seen as a, you know, a marriage card. It's like they're almost associating risk with marrying you, and this feels specific. I don't know, you know, is this specific just to pile 2? I just heard yes. So, okay, what's going on with you? Stress me the F out. Okay, yeah. So, just being honest, pile 2, where your person is coming from, even though they haven't ruled you out in terms of, like, options, right? What path they're going to take. They haven't eliminated the path that includes you on it. But for some reason, something about marriage. Let me ask, pile 2's person, do you have a thing against marriage? Period. They don't know if you're marriage material. Ooh. Okay, yeah. And again, not that they don't see you as maybe being marriage material overall. They just maybe they don't know that you're marriage material for them. Like, it's an incompatibility issue with your person. Like, they just, it's not that they question your, you know, your marriageability, right? Or, you know, it's not that they don't see you as marriage material just in general. It's like they don't know that you're marriage material for them, that the two of you would make a good, you know, spouse towards each other, that the two of you would have a good marriage because of some fundamental incompatibilities. That's what's coming through. And so, yeah, with the Four of Wands in the reverse showing at the back, up at the back of the deck. Now, individually, your person is looking at you as somebody very attractive, very abundant, okay? They have the Empress here, the Page of Swords. They're very clear about that, okay? And then the Sun. So, I mean, they see you as somebody, yeah, okay. So that's what it is. It's not that they don't see you as marriage material overall. It's just for them. They don't know that the two of you would make... That the two of you would have a successful marriage because of some fundamental incompatibilities. This is just kind of what what's going through in their mind right now. They do see you, like, you know, they are coming through and saying, you know, pile 2, you know, would make a very good spouse, but maybe for the right person, and your person isn't really maybe seeing themselves as the right person for you, and vice versa. Okay, what's going on with you? Stress me the F out. I do want to point out though that we did have the Emperor show up, right? And then we had the Empress show out. So I mean, that's a perfect pair. And then we even have no one compares to you showing up at the back of the deck. And so that's so weird. That is really weird, because there actually is underneath all of that, might be fear-based. What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, so whose energy is the Five of Pentacles? Is it pile 2 or pile 2's person? Oh, I heard both. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. And this feels like the main problem that your person has with you. This feels like the main reason why your person might think that. So it's not so much that your person is, your person is looking at some kind of a huge incompatibility, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from a space of like personality wise or interest wise or core value wise or anything like that. There might be little things like that, but that's not the biggest ruling out factor that your person has had. And actually the energies that are coming through pile 2, delving deeper, right? Your person actually sees you as being their perfect match, because you were showing up to them in Empress energy, right? So we had the Empress, we had the Sun energy come up. I mean, they have a really good time. This almost feels like you guys not getting along. And with the Five of Pentacles clarifying, you stress me the F out. It's almost like that's abandonment issues, right? You know, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, or something like that. It's like your person might be looking at you as someone that's like, you know, and this could be both of you. You both might see each other like that. It's like when things get hard in this connection, your first line of defense is to abandon it. And this feels like it's I can pick it up on both sides though, but this is their issue with you. And you know, for whatever reasons that might be, you know, you could have legitimately had reasons to like no drawing, you know, and then we have maintaining no contact coming down there. So what if you have left them, if you have drawn some hard lines in the sand in terms of boundaries, and if you have stopped talking to them or you have blocked them, whatever the case may be, it's almost like they're holding on to that. They're like, you know, whether, and I'm saying this as a reader pile 2, whether, you know, you may have been very justified for having done that, right? And your person is taking it maybe in a way that they shouldn't be taking it. They're looking at that as, you know, you abandoned me, you abandoned the connection. When times got tough, you got going. Like that's their energy towards you right now. And so that's the main incompatibility that they're talking about. We got the Seven of Swords, the Hanged Man in the reverse, and then the Ten of Cups in the reverse. You know, this is you not hanging around and waiting for them to get their ish together. You know, this is you possibly doing what you feel is best for you, right? And of course, oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, someone in this connection could have been in the Seven of Swords energy, being very sneaky, lying, cheating, stealing. Literally could be stealing. Definitely some lying in there. Definitely a sneaky kind of an energy. And you got going, or you, because of that, or whoever it was that was in the Seven of Swords energy, caused the other person to maybe like get up and go and maybe quote unquote break up a happy home. Although, you know, again, I feel for many of you, this is your person's energy towards you, right? They may have been the one in that Seven of Swords energy. And for those of you where that does resonate, because this might be getting a little bit more specific in that area, that would make a lot of sense with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse can also talk about not learning lessons, not graduating to the next stage. And with the rejection in the reverse, this is your person almost saying, you know, if they have lied and cheated and been very sneaky and done stuff behind your back, this is them almost saying like that behavior was not coming from a space of them rejecting you. There's something deeper going on with them. And they're almost coming through in this entitled energy. I'm stepping out of it now and just kind of, you know, looking at things in general. And they're almost coming through in an entitled energy, like, if you really truly loved me, pile 2, you would stick with me through thick and thin. And so where your person's coming from, pile 2, it's like you left them, or you know, to them, you leaving because, you know, they were maybe engaging in some really sneaky, manipulative behavior. You know, rather than them taking personal accountability, they're seeing it as you weren't willing to stick around and, you know, be patient with me and all that stuff. And so, again, that's more on the specific side. If that doesn't resonate with you, then it is just kind of your person maybe just seeing you as someone who just doesn't have any patience when it comes to what you may perceive to be like red flags or BS or anything like that. They might just see you as somebody who has a really fine, what do they call that? A trigger, like your trigger. It doesn't take much to trigger you to go off or abandon the connection or leave or whatever. It doesn't take much, right? They're kind of seeing you in that energy. Tell me more about keeping my options open. They're not happy about it. And this is also them saying, like, yeah, and then we got the Two of Pentacles. There's the Hierophant in the reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles right underneath that. Yeah, this feels like you maybe, this, again, could be super specific, okay? So if this is not resonating, just hold on. But it is for someone here. If the two of you were committed, the two of you were married, because the Hierophant is a marriage card, so some of you could have actually been married to your person. If you weren't married to this person, then this could also be for those of you where you were in something that was, it was like being married to this person, right? You guys had a life together where, you know, it very much, the only thing that was missing maybe was a marriage certificate, right? But anyway, like they feel like you were like you abandoned the marriage. You abandoned that long-term commitment with them. You abandoned the relationship. And so now they're almost in a sense, they're in a thing where they're not really quite, they're almost unwilling. Like, yeah, there's a part of them that wants to, give things another try or go down that path with you, because they're very resistant to closing the path off. They're very resistant to ruling out a future with you. And at the same time, they're having a very difficult time actually choosing it, because there's a lot of fear associated, and much of it has to do with, well, the first, at the very first sight of challenge or a disagreement or something, they just have this view of you, pile 2, where you're just gonna, at the first sign of challenge or disappointment or whatever, you're gonna just abandon them and leave. And so that's why they're having a very difficult time choosing the path that has you on it and putting all of their eggs in your basket, is because they don't trust you. Just being honest with the energy that's coming through. Tell me about rejection showing up in the reverse. The Chariot. Yeah. They're having a hard time choosing you, and they're having a hard time not choosing you. Definitely, this connection is definitely in a holding pattern, at least where your person is concerned, pile 2. I am going to say that they want the connection with you. They just don't know that it's going to work out. They don't have a lot of faith that it's going to work out if they forsake all other options and choose you. That's their biggest problem with this connection and you at this point in time. Tell me about maintaining no contact. They might just be focusing on themselves right now, what makes them happy. And they kind of feel guided to do that with the High Priestess showing up at the back of the deck. They feel like it's, deep down inside, they feel like that's the right thing to do. And that could be because your person doesn't know at this point in time. It's not that they don't want to contact you, but it's almost like, what would be the point at this point? What would be the point of contacting and communicating with pile 2, because they don't have an answer for you, is what they're saying. And so they're just doing their own thing. And the energy that's coming through, they're actually enjoying themselves, okay, with the 9 of Cups in the upright position and the 8 of Wands. Tell me about we will be together again. What does the King of Cups in the reverse have? Tell me about that. What's... the 9 of Swords. Oh, okay. That's a hope that they have. They're not really sure. Again, your person isn't, they're not ruling you out. they're kind of in a, they're in indecision. This is letting me know that they wish that they could be with you again, but they just don't know that it's the best option or the best choice. You know, with these two being clarified by the Nine of Swords, I mean, your person is kind of in a lot of anxiety about the whole situation. Let me find out what's going on with I Need My Space right now. They're trying to get a clear, yeah, they're trying to get a clear sense and a clear, level-headed. They're trying to really look at things level-headed. Tell me more about I Need My Space right now, and then we'll close your reading pile too. Page of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they're not talking. I'm hearing they don't really, and it could be on both ends, them just feeling like maybe the two of you don't have the nicest things to say to each other, so it's just better to not talk at all. You know, your person may know that if they were to reach out to you, if they were to get together with you and have some kind of a conversation, that things could go really ugly. And so they're just, yeah. Yeah. They feeling like not talking to you and keeping their space and their distance for you. They actually feel like that's the right thing to do. For both of you is what they're saying at this point in time. They're not opposed to communication, but they just, you know, they want the communication to be constructive. They're not wanting it to be the same thing. They don't want to have a conversation where both of you are talking in circles. They want to be able to have, you know, a conversation with you that's going to be constructive. Anything else? Why is no one compares to you showing up at the back of the deck? They actually fear that. That's a fear that your person has. This actually scares them. The fact that, you know, you are their perfect match in every single way, and that they're never going to be able to find what they could have had with you. Like, because they're definitely seeing the potential. They're seeing you as, they're seeing you as showing up already as Empress energy. We kind of saw them over here with Emperor energy, like they have the makings of that, but they're kind of stuck in Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Like they're not learning some really important lessons, or they're having a hard time learning some really important lessons and moving on to the next level, graduating as a soul, as a spirit, right? Just soul level, character level evolution, and they're stuck, right? They're stuck in kindergarten, or they're stuck in elementary, as a soul, as an energy, as a character, and they're actually afraid to admit to themselves or really accept the fact that, you know, they're afraid of that they're never going to be able to find anyone else that matched their energy quite like you did. But yeah, they do this. That's what it is. They are very aware of that. They feel that already, that no one compares to you. And that scares them. And that is largely, that they're saying that's largely why they're having such a difficult time completely like ruling you out. Because the other two paths, like I said, is them just being single, right? And not dating and not having a committed relationship with anybody. And then the other path beyond that, the third path is, you know, finding someone else, finding another romantic partner, somebody else to spend their life with. Like neither one of those to your person actually looks appealing. But they don't know how to reconcile you know, the space between the two of you. They don't know how to reconcile what they feel is some huge major differences between the two of you. All right, pile 2. That was your reading. Oh, and that's why, yeah, so we have like, let's let your friends help you. They actually are trying to figure this out because they don't like being in a holding pattern, okay? And so they're trying to figure out like what to do. All right, pile 2, thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this resonated, take a moment, if you will, smash a like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel as well as show your appreciation. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family by hitting the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. What's going on, pile 3? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping into your person's thoughts and feelings towards you and towards the connection at this point in time, like right now. How are they feeling about you and the connection right now? So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading, so anything that resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection to get you more specific answers. All the booking details are in the description box below. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25 USD, so go check them out. All right, you guys, we have, you guys were drawn to the Sunset Sodalite. Put that over there. That could be something about communication, possibly maybe coming in, passionate communication, maybe, we'll see. With the orange there. Let's find out what your person's overall energy is, though. Passion. You guys, I haven't seen these cards. All right. Yeah. All right. So definitely some communication, maybe on the sexier side. All right. We'll find out what's going on. We got the Lovers in the reverse. We'll find out what's going on with that. You guys might be in separation right now. The Lovers, though, could also be, I'm picking up on maybe some kind of a standstill, maybe like an impasse. The Lovers can also talk about decisions, right? Needing to make a choice, but this can be, the fact that it's the Lovers that's coming out, which is major arcana, it can be like more of an impasse between the two of you. So we also have Spy. Yeah, so your person is feeling very, very antsy, I'm picking up. If you guys are not talking or things are at a standstill or at an impasse, yeah, they're keeping tabs on you somehow, pile 3, okay? For most of you, because it is coming through with the little social media signs here, it is through social media. They're keeping an eye on you, you know, on your social media. I'm hearing the word stalking, okay? They're stalking your social media. So, you know, your person could be checking your social media on the daily. All right. Pile 3's person. All right. What is your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3 and the connection at this point in time? Your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3 and the connection. What is pile 3's person? Real honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3 at this time. No, come on now. Soul snatching, they're saying, okay? Soul snatching sex. Oh my gosh. Yes, your person is very, ooh, what? Okay, so this did a whole bunch of different little acrobats, but it did actually end up in the This Is True Love, this is true love position, okay? The other side of that, it says, you know, attachment, not love, confusing attachment for true love. So your person may have gone through, or maybe even still might be going through, where they might at times, it's not the strongest of energy because, again, this is true love was the side that actually came out. But they may find themselves, maybe because the sexual connection between the two of you, the fire, the intensity, the passion between the two of you is so strong, they have a hard time or a more difficult time, you know, getting a really good sense and a feeling of what the nature of the connection actually is, okay? but they do tend to favor the side of knowing that it is actual love. Let's get some more. Your honest, pile three's person's honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile three and the connection. Pile three's person, honest, true thoughts and feelings. I want to be more than friends. Okay. They don't want to just be your friend, pile three. Here we go. We got still battling addiction and inner demons. Well, I'm going to clarify these. All right, let's get two more. Pile three's person's honest thoughts and feelings towards pile three. We got, okay, I'm just having fun here, nothing serious. Which I'm hearing, it kind of flies in the face of like the true nature of the connection. The connection itself between the two of you, the bond is very strong. And yes, you know, the sexual chemistry is fire, but it goes beyond that even for your person, pile three. And they're not, at least up until this point, have not been taking it seriously. And look, it says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. They may actually be feeling somewhat bad about that. I feel like there might be some shifting and changing in their energy towards this connection in a more favorable light if you guys are wanting something more committed, more formal, more official with your person. Because at the bottom of the deck we have I'm all in. I'm all in, meaning like, let's do this. Let's take things to the next level. Let's make this something serious. Let's whatever, right? Let's make it social media official even, okay? With I'm all in. The fact that it is showing up though at the bottom of the deck, it's not, it's shifting. It's forming into that, but there could be still some delays, some blockages or something, but you know, there is that shift in energy. Okay, you guys, where do we want to start? Okay, let me find out what's going on with the Lovers in the reverse. No, they want me to talk about this is true love and why the energy in that is a little bit unstable. Okay. Oh, okay. They may feel, you guys, I'm hearing them say they got their hands full with you because we have the Empress here coming up. Let me see. And then we have like the Three of Cups. Let me find out what's going on with the Three of Cups. They may see you as somebody being very popular. Or you could have, maybe as far as your person is concerned, do they think that you could have anybody that you want? For some of you, it could be that they feel or they have been friend zoned by you. Okay, that it's not the strongest of energies, but it's definitely is there. That could be why your person kind of wanes back and forth between like, you know, this is true love or is it really just lust, right? What's going on with the Three of Cups? Clarify the Three of Cups, please. The Three of Cups. Your person may get tongue-tied. Ooh. There might be some form of competition, but not necessarily in the way that you might think. Yeah, you guys are probably going to be hearing from this person pretty soon. Yeah, it doesn't feel like things in this connection ever really got off the ground, okay? Because we got the Ace of Cups, but it came out with the Five of Swords, which is a very mean and harsh energy. I don't feel like that's your energy. This could be like a third party kind of a thing. So there might be some kind of a third party energy that's acting as a barrier to you guys, right? To this connection possibly coming together. For some of you, it could be like, you know, if your person has kids, it could be the mother or father of their child. That might be causing some issues. Tell me more about why this energy is so unstable here, or why it's been unstable up to this point. Okay. Yeah, and you know, for those of you where the third party thing doesn't necessarily resonate, it could just also be your person has been kind of, you know, and it feels like Peter Pan syndrome for a while, maybe just being alone, right? Not really having to be responsible for, you know, very many other people other than themselves. We got the Seven of Pentacles here, the Fool, which is Aries / Aquarius energy, but we also have Aries energy coming out again with the Emperor in the reverse. And the Emperor in the reverse can be somebody that's just very irresponsible, not taking the responsibility seriously. And it's funny to note that we do have, I should say interesting to note, that right beneath this is true love. It says, I'm just having fun here, nothing serious, right? And so a lot of what could be going on with your person is maybe avoiding the responsibility they know would come with being, you know, an emperor to an empress. And the fact that they're showing up as an emperor in the reverse to an empress in the upright position, again, yeah, it's feeling like your person feels like they have their hand full. Not necessarily in a bad way, but, you know, if you're dealing with someone who at least recognizes that they have an empress on their hands and they're showing up in, you know, emperor in the reverse energy, yeah, the makings for that is there, but there's something that's causing your person to not show up in their emperor energy, even though they have the makings of it. Okay, what's going on with I want to be more than friends? Actually, I need to find out what, let me find out what's going on with the Lovers in the reverse. What's going on with the Lovers in the reverse? Okay, there is, for some of you, third-party energies getting in the way here, because the Five of Swords came up again with the Three of Cups. Okay, this is a third-party connection that your person may be dealing with that's not the nicest of energies, with the Five of Swords coming out again. Okay, for those of you, again, where the third party element doesn't necessarily resonate, this could just be talking about your person feeling like maybe just energies overall are too volatile, maybe for the two of you to come together, for the two of you to reconcile, because the Three of Cups can also talk about reconciliation, right? They could also kind of see themselves as being somebody, as being a bit of a tyrant, because the Emperor in the reverse can also give off tyrant energies. All right, so they may just be looking at you as somebody that's abundant and easy to get along with and very attractive, and, you know, seeing you as someone who just has the potential for, they're seeing like endless potential, right, to exercise all kinds of opportunities and options. And, you know, they might be seeing themselves, you know, as somebody who's a bit of a tyrant, can be mean, might, you know, they may not see themselves as healthy for you or even good for you. They may not see themselves as being good for you, at least at this point in time. Okay, so let's see. I want to be more than friends. Tell me more about I want to be more than friends. They do. They want to be more than friends, but they don't want the responsibility, okay? That comes with maybe being more than friends. They maybe want to keep things a little bit more casual, or on the casual side. There's the High Priestess. There's something that your person is picking up on. They almost feel like that's the right thing to do. They almost feel like taking things to the next level. It's like they're not equipped. They're not prepared. They may have a lot of shadow aspects that need to be integrated and healed. There's a meanness, like mean, M-E-A-N, meanness coming through, you know, agitation, bitterness even, rage, resentment that your person might be harboring or holding on to that needs to be processed, integrated, released, all that stuff. And they're just not seeing themselves as being a healthy counterpart for you at this point in time. They know on a very deep level they would cause you a lot of pain. So let's find out about what's going on with I'm just having fun here, nothing serious. Yeah, it goes back and forth. The Ace of Wands wanted to kind of land in the reverse position. What's going on with the Ace of Wands? This is them. And then again, with the Three of Swords, all these cards, the energies here are so unstable. Your person could be very double-minded, constantly changing their minds about things, just not being sure. Like one minute they feel like they have a really good bearing on, you know, things, and then I don't know, something happens, or they just might have a triggering thought, or just a trigger might be activated, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, they're not sure anymore. They're trying to avoid pain, though, and for some of them, they could legitimately be trying to heal from something, or they might be trying to manifest healing with the Ace of Wands in the upright position, with the Three of Swords in the reverse, okay? They could also be using sex as a way to heal. Like maybe, you know, they might see your guys' sexual connection as being very healing. But again, they don't want it. They don't, yeah, with the Hanged Man in the upright position, I mean, they're not willing. It's not that they're against taking things to the next level. I'm just hearing now is just not the time. They're just not prepared. They are definitely seeing the potential. That's the World at the bottom of the deck. Some kind of a cycle in your person's life needs to end. Let me find out what's going on with that. Tell me about the World. And that is Capricorn energy. We've had, let's see, we had the High Priestess come out. That was Pisces. We already talked about Aquarius and Aries came out. Hanged Man, that's Pisces energy again. The World is Capricorn. Why is the World? What needs to end here? What cycle needs to end for you? There's the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Some very stagnant energies. But there's no forward moving progress with that. Whatever that's related to. For those of you where you know it's like a karmic third party, you know, element here, that's obviously what they're needing to end. But your person's being very lazy about it, whatever that situation is, or being very lazy about it. There could be some escapism, you know, prevalent in your person's energy, dissociation, stuff like that. Not wanting to face, you know, not wanting to face the hard work, or not wanting to face confrontation or something like that, okay? For some of you, your person could be facing some karmic, like an actual karmic, some kind of karmic repercussions. They could be facing needing to get a divorce, stuff like that, okay? Tell me more about still battling addiction and inner demons. Yeah, so if your person's taking a break from this connection, that's largely what's happening here. We got the Four of Swords, and then we also have the Nine of Swords. That's a lot of mental energy. Your person is just trying to get a break from, maybe it could be depression, it could be anxiety, worrying about things. And it could just be, with the Nine of Swords here, it could be just depression in general, you know, insomnia, worry, anxiety, depression, yeah. Trying to get a handle or a bearing on, you know, for some of you, they could maybe even have like some kind of a mental illness that they're needing to get help for, okay? I'm sorry, just forgive me. What's that about? Yeah, King. So they're sorry for the times, like, they're sorry if they've come off as harsh, if they've said anything to you that was really hurtful. They're sorry for the mean things that they may have said. They're sorry for maybe some of the reckless ways they have shown up and or treated you in this connection. They're trying to get a handle on, you know, those addictions and or inner demons, but you know, the energy there, the journey itself with them getting help for that seems to be very unstable. This is giving me a sense of somebody that might go and they might be sober, or they might experience, you know, for someone where it's not like an actual drug addiction or a substance addiction problem. It could just be, you know, battling inner demons when it comes to self-sabotaging beliefs, or, you know, depression, some kind of a mental illness or something. It's like they'll experience a reprieve from that, but then it's only temporary, right? It could also be that their journey of healing that their inner demons and or an addiction is stalling. Okay, they're needing to get help with that to move further along in their journey. Let's see. Tell me more about I'm all in. The Hermit. Okay, well, tell me more about the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit. This feels like after a period of, again, some of you may not have heard from your person for a minute. And what's actually going to drive them out of that Hermit mode too, because what's coming through is like after they've spent some time in reflection, right? Some time by themselves. There's going to be an energy that your person comes into where it's like they're tired of being alone. They're tired of missing you. For some of you, what really gets them out of that Hermit energy, though, is their passion and their lust and their desire to want to connect with you sexually again. That's what's going to drive them out with the King of Wands energy. But just know that King of Wands energy, because they're not wanting it from anybody else. You know, there's a certain kind of a passion and an energy that they get from you. Of course, we have soul snatching sex there. That they can't. There's an energy that is unique only to you, that it's almost like they crave. Okay, and so that's what's going to bring them out of that stagnancy, out of no contact, out of no communication, whatever the case may be. But they are staying connected to your energy, though, through spying on you. So even though they're not reaching out to you, they're not responding to your text messages or phone calls or whatever, they are still connecting to your energy somehow, some way. Even if it's just, you know, reviewing your guys' past text messages and photos and videos and stuff, you know, whether or not you guys are on social media or not, they're still staying connected to your energy somehow. And if it's not through social media, for those of you that don't have social media, you know this person's blocked and they can't get any way to you. Then what's coming through is that they're relying heavily on text messages that they saved from you, messages, photos, and videos, stuff like that. Okay. All right, pile 3, that was your reading for how your person feels and what they're thinking about you right now. I hope that it resonated. If it did, do me a favor, make sure you take a moment, smash the like button. For me, it's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile, let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want by hitting the subscribe button, and don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye guys.